Hello everybody and welcome to another Silvera tutorial. In this video we're going to show how you can choose multiple deployment options for deploying microservices. So just as you saw in previous videos, when we defined service registry, we were able to define version, port, URL and stuff like that. Or when we defined API gateway, we were also able to provide deployment option that is also possible for microservices. So we just need to type deployment and we can choose different version than default. By default it is 0.0.1. Let's say in this example we can put that to 0.2.5 and let's put port as 10,000 for example. Also we can change a language which we want to use as our generated source code. By default it is Java, and that's because we have by default we have Java built-in code generator provided in Silvera. So in this case let's put that as a Python, and you'll see later in the video how you can define Python code generator for this microservice. Okay, so also we can change host. Host can be either PC or container. So by default it is PC, and once you generate the code for PC, in case of Java, you will get compiled Java code and packaged as jar file. In case of container, you will also get a Docker file that will allow you to deploy your applications inside a Docker. So that's it. We changed default options for deployment, and now let's see how we can define our own Python generator. Okay, so let's go to the terminal, and here I'm going to create a new folder called pygen, and let's open that folder inside code editor. Okay, so it's here. So what we need to do here is immediately I'm going to create setup py, and I'm going to create pygen folder with init file and with generator.py. Okay, so to define our own generator, we need to import generator descriptor object from Silvera, and this is how we do it. We type silvera.generator.genreg import generator desc. Okay, so let's create an object. Okay, so here we need to provide language name. In our case that will be Python, and let's add language version. Let's say Python 3.7.4. also we can provide a small description. Let's say Python 3.7.4 code generator. Okay, and what we also need is a function that will be called once this generator is called inside the Silvera. So I'm going to call this function generate, and I'm going to define it here, and this function has three attributes. First one is declaration, second one is out of directory, and the third one is debug. So let's just print something that we know that our code generator actually is called, and we can also add, for example, declaration and output there. Okay, so in order to actually register this generator inside Silvera, we need to provide an entry point in setup py. So let's define our setup function. Okay, so let's give it a name, for example, pygen version, let's say 0.1, and also we need commas here, and let's define an entry point. Okay, so entry point must be called Silvera generators. Okay. You can have multiple entry points, but in this case we will have one. And here, as a string, we define an object that will be called, in our case it is Python, and we need to provide a location where that object can be found, and the actual object itself in the module. Okay, so you can also add multiple other options here, but I think this will be enough for this tutorial. And now, once we have done that, we can pip install pygen, but let's install that in editable mode. Okay, so we have a small error here. Let me just check what it is. Okay, I think I have found the error, so let's try again. Okay, so everything is there. So let's see if we registered our generator correctly. So as you can see, Silvera found the generator here, and if we now go to bookstore and if we say Silvera compile, oh, so we have an error in user. Okay, so let me just check what it is. So yeah, deployment must be before communication style. Okay, sorry about that, and let's try again. Yeah, so as you can see, our generator is called and we have service declaration printed and also the output here. So that's it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching and goodbye.